Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Life with Shenita. I am Shenita Connolly, and I'm glad to be back this week. And I want to thank Dr. Sarah Williams for standing in the gap for me last Thursday with my special guest, Tamiko Lowry Pugh. So, this month is Women's History Month. We are celebrating women, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of introducing you all to an amazing guest. I call her a bonus daughter, whom I met probably about 4 years ago, and Natasha Robey. And so before I bring her in, I want to just share with you all a little bit more about Women's History Month. Women's History Month is a time to reflect on the courage of women in the past generations, and to celebrate how their efforts and bravery afforded women the opportunities and freedoms we have today. This year's theme for Women's History Month is providing healing and promoting hope. And you guys know I said last year that 2022 would be a year of hope for me. And so this is so in line with where I am. And I am hopeful that tonight's show will provide hope, as I try to do each and every day, that I am before you or I am sharing on this platform and in real life. So, a little bit more about women's history. The commemoration began in 1978 as Women's History Day in Sonoma County, California, was championed by Gerda Lerner and the National Women History Alliance to be recognized as a national week in 1980, and then a national month in 1987 in the United States, spreading internationally after that. And so here we have the beginning of this month of March, an opportunity to celebrate more amazing women on and off this platform. So kudos to all women, in all that you do. Continue to provide healing and hope to this world. Also, I just want to acknowledge Ukraine and what's going on in the world. My prayers and heart goes out to everyone. And so I just want to say that as well. So with that being said, I get to bring in my special guest. If you all would like and share the broadcast, that would be amazing. Like and share this broadcast. So, and I also want to thank those who are watching on YouTube as well. So, I'm going to bring my guest in, Mr. Natasha Robey. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm just so delighted to have you as my first featured woman this month as we celebrate National Women's Month.
Absolutely. I'm honored.
Yes, and you are blazing the trails. And so we want to share what it is that you are doing with my audience and the world. So
Absolutely.
I've shared a little bit about your background on Facebook, but I'd like for you to take a moment and introduce yourself in a manner in which you would like to.
All right. Well, my name is Natasha Robey. I'm the owner of Yebor Luxe Beauty. I am born in Atlanta, Georgia. Grady baby. Woo woo.
Woo-hoo. My husband was a Grady
right.
baby.
Right. Raised in
Yes.
Cartersville, Georgia. And I will be going to school for dermatology soon. So everyone keep me in your prayers with that. So I'm just looking forward to just really expanding my horizons and expanding my business and being the greatest that I can be, really.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Born and raised here in Atlanta and a Grady baby.
Yes. Absolutely.
My daughter works at Grady right now, and that is just amazing. I don't think I ever knew that. So awesome, awesome. So as we get started, I did share with the audience to like and share the broadcast. And so, because I really want people to hear your story and hear what you are doing. And you have so much to share and to give and to inspire. So before we get into the meat of our conversation, I'd like for you to just share one thing that most people would be surprised to know about you.
Um, I would say a lot of people do not know I'm a very musical person. So my first passion really is music. In
Really?
college, that's how I made my money. I played drums for many churches. So that, and and my father, he's a musician as well. So he pretty much trained me and my sister. But music is really, that was really my like forefront for a really long time. A lot of people may not know that about me.
Wow, I didn't know that. I do
Yes.
remember seeing you and your nephew on some drums.
Yes.
So wow, so it goes way back to that.
Yes, it really goes back to my grandmother. My grandmother, she sung in many churches. She had a group, and she sung everywhere. So it really goes back all the way then.
Love it. And we
Yeah,
have to give credit where credit is due.
absolutely.
Because someone was saying we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for the backs of some other people.
Yes, yes, I
you
truly
know.
believe that.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so that is awesome. I didn't know that. So wait a minute. So I should have had you to bring some drumsticks
Right,
and play a little beat.
right. I could do a little tap here too.
Yeah, yeah. Let's let them see what you're working with. It reminds me of my brother. I remember when we were young, I wanted to play the piano. And my
Mm,
dad said, well, if I get a piano, you guys are really going to have to practice. And I was not able to commit, but my brother was like, I want one. I want a piano or organ. Organ, it was an organ.
okay,
And he learned how to play that organ, went off to college, and that is how he was able to sustain financially. He
right.
played for several churches during
Yes.
his college years in Louisiana.
That's amazing. Like my father always said, he told me and my sister, he said, y'all gonna learn how to play music because if you learn how to play music, you'll always have a job. So if anything else didn't work out, I know I can always go play somewhere.
I did not know that that is where your passion, like your
Hmm.
passion.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is
Hmm.
amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm glad you shared that. I'm glad I asked that icebreaker. So tell us more about Natasha Robey, the woman, since we're talking about
Hmm.
Women History Month. Tell
Hmm.
us more about you, the woman.
Really more so about me, just me as a person. I'm a very patient person, and I'm more so a behind the scenes type of person. As far as it pertains to business, I've always been a very calculated woman. I've always been a very focused type of person. So I work better when I am isolated. So I think that that pertains to a lot of women that I've studied. Even like through school, I've always studied like people like Oprah Winfrey, even her friend Gail. A
Uh-huh.
lot of these people who are like the really more so the upper echelon type of women, I've
Mhm.
always noticed that they're bubble type of people, So I pretty much kind of mirrored myself after that because I realized, okay, I can't have too many. When I have too many people around, and I started feeling
Mm.
crowded and everything like that. But I noticed that I'm very focused, and just for me to be so young, it's hard to kind of be in your bubble when you're so young because you want to live life and everything like that. But
Mhm.
one thing I've always wanted to have is wisdom beyond my years. I've always prayed for that. God, just bless me with wisdom beyond my years. I want
Mm.
to be around older people who can instill things in me. I just want to be
Yeah.
a sponge, really. So that's pretty much, the core of Natasha Robey, pretty much.
Wow. I love the fact that you said you studied those women. You
Mm-hmm.
watched them and you studied them. You wanted to learn all that you could learn to
Mm-hmm.
kind of shape yourself and your future.
Absolutely.
Wisdom. And the Bible speaks about wisdom.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are on track.
Yes,
You are
ma'am.
on track.
Try my best.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So, what is all this hype about that your board glow? You know, tell us a little bit more about, what is it? I had the privilege of experiencing it for the first time in December. But for those who missed that and didn't get to see me really just in my glory after my experience, kind of tell us a little bit about the hype and the reality of your board glow, and how did you come up with this name in this business?
Okay, so first, how I came up with the name, I already knew because this is the board Luxe. So with the Luxe part, I already knew I wanted to have some type of luxury in it. But the first part, I'm like, I didn't want just a regular name anybody could come up with, just generic, type of name.
Mhm.
So it's funny. I was sitting at home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm not gonna get up until I figure this out. I had recently checked the mail right before then. I had the mail was sitting on the table right in front of me, but the mail was turned upside down. So I read my last name backwards and it said Yebor. So my last name is Robey. So I flipped it back. I said, and so I wrote it down and it said Yebor. I said, God, you done showed out. And I was like, that's it. Because it sounded like something fancy, something like
Your
French, or
boy.
I was like, yes. I was
I
like, that
love it.
sounds very timeless.
Mm,
So, and I wanted my business to be something that reflects me directly. So I was like, what better to have it than it being my last name flipped backwards? So I
I
was
love
like,
it.
this is amazing. And even like with my services, I always wanted to go further than just skincare. I always want to like create the experience as well, because it's many people who just come. They don't just come just for skincare services. They come because they're grieving, they're stressed, they're going through the daily lives, or some people just for years have not been touched. Because you got to think, I started this business in the midst of a pandemic, so a lot of people have not been touched. So with your skin, the glowing of your skin, that also comes from within as well. You feeling good, that also reflects on your skin. So what I
Mhm.
wanted to always do, I wanted to include the massages in there, include the temple rubs in there, and also do the medical aesthetics part as well, to kind of cover all basics and all aspects of skincare. And so you can have the medical part of it and then the therapeutic part of it as well. And when they get up, they should be glowing by then.
Ooh, and I was glowing, honey.
Yes. You still glowing.
Oh my goodness. I gotta come back for another experience. I gotta
Yes.
bring somebody with me the next time.
Yes, please
It was
do.
amazing. Or we need to set it up when you come to us or something. It was
Right. Either
amazing.
or.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Thank
And
you.
so you came up with your name, your last name spelled backwards.
Absolutely.
And Roby, your boar.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
absolutely love it. It's such a nice sound
Thank
and
you.
feel. And
Hmm.
you're right. You didn't have to worry about competition, right?
Right.
With
Right.
with the name.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's nothing out there you're bored.
I love it. I love it. And so
Yes.
when did Natasha know for a fact that this was your purpose? Like, when did you know that?
I would say because in the beauty industry, I played around with a lot of different things with the beauty industry. But in school, we have this thing called clinics. So that's when people from the community, book services with the people who are at the school. And so after all of the services, they have some type of questionnaire that they do, and they rate every student, and then they write the comments on the back. And one thing that I noticed, that a lot of the people who was writing comments about me, they're more so saying, they were speaking into the future. It wasn't like oh yeah, she did this good, she did this good, she did this good, like they did with a lot of other students. But with me, it was just like, she's gonna be great in this industry. She's gonna be successful in this industry. And I really wasn't thinking about it too far ahead. I'm just, let me try this
Mhm.
out. I really like it, but I don't know if it's my passion. And then toward the end, I noticed like at the end of our longer clinic days, a lot of people would be like burnt out, but oh, I'm ready to go home. And I'm like, I'm ready to do more. Like, I'm tired, but I'm ready to do more. when I found out that I can still do this and push through with this throughout me being fatigued, that's when I was like, okay, this is it. I got it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, the experience I had in December was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really was. It was so relaxing. The atmosphere was wonderful. The music, um, the movement in terms of how you serviced my face, and like you said, the temples, the shoulders. It was just a wonderful experience. So yeah, I feel like you are truly in your element.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And so tell them a little bit more about you playing around in the industry with other stuff, because I don't think they know, and I'm one, and I never think that when we share that we're bragging. I
Mhm.
never. And some others may think that, but no. When we have accomplished some things, I think that we can share and we can give hope to others. So, share with them a little bit more about what you were doing before you went into this industry.
Okay. So, and we can start all the way from the like beginning.
Yes.
In high school, as a teenager, I sold Avon. That was my first, because I always wanted to know that I always knew that I was going to be in the beauty industry some type of way. So this was like an ongoing thing. So
Mhm.
I started working around with Avon and things like that, and I loved it so much. And I always said I'm going to work at Macy's. So I started working at Macy's. I didn't quite get into the department that I wanted to get in. So I was like, if y'all can't put me in the beauty department, put me somewhere close to the beauty department so I can link up with these people. Okay, so
Mhm.
they was like, okay, I'm going to put you in handbags. Handbags is right there next to it.
Yes.
So when I got there, I started meshing with a lot of the estheticians that was there, a lot of people that was in the beauty industry and things of that nature. And I'm giving them tips on stuff because you got to think I've already been selling Avon for a couple of years, so I'm like, okay, let me tell y'all how to sell y'all product.
Mhm.
So when I started doing that, I got into the hair extensions and lashes portion of it, and that's what really started my business, Yebor Luxe. So when I did that, I was doing lashes for a little while, and then the state of Georgia passed a law that said that you have to go to aesthetic school to do lashes. So I was like, okay, perfect. So I was like, that's putting me back into the skincare and things of that nature, because I really got into skincare really because my skin was so bad. I was just trying to find some answers. So
Mhm.
then when I got into school, it's all history from there.
Wow.
Hmm.
And you said your skin was bad. What did you experience that drove you to know that not only you would experience that, but other people?
Right. So first, I used to play I played basketball. So all the sweating and everything like that. Like it was like I was amazing on the court, but I didn't want to take no pictures because I had what we call cystic acne, and I was looking for many different dermatologists. I couldn't really find anybody that really knew like how to get my condition under control. I had hyperpigmentation. Um, and then so at this point, I'm like, I'm a very confident person, but it's like, how am I confident and I don't want to go out without makeup on, or I can't just pull up a phone and take a picture, or I don't want to talk to anybody in their face too close because I feel like they're looking at my skin. So that's how I kind of relate with my clients that have acne issues going on, or adult acne or anything like that, because I've been there. So I know the emotion behind it. So I know how to kind of mirror what they need with
Mhm.
the conditions that they have. So with me going through that, it's pretty much kind of pushed my story a little bit further, because it's not like I'm an esthetician who always had perfect skin per se, and
Mm.
I'm trying to treat your skin, and you're like, you're telling me that you have
Right.
all these mental things going on. I'm like, okay, well,
And you can't relate, but you can relate.
exactly. And I can't relate. So, with me having that going on, it really helped me in my business a lot, a whole lot.
Mhm. Wow.
Hmm.
That is amazing, because I think people love being around people that can relate to them.
Absolutely.
And whatever the level is, they want to know you've been there.
Hmm.
You understand. You're compassionate.
Right.
And so I remember when you were doing your hair and your lashes, and I remember I still have hair that I purchased from you.
Really
Hmm.
amazing.
Hmm. And the young lady who put it in, I remember she said, you can still use that hair. So I didn't use it all, but I still have that hair and some new hair, unused hair.
Hmm.
But your business was amazing, even with the hair and the lash business before you even crossed over into this. So you really got your start, like you said, with Avon. Believe it or not, Avon was my first little
Wow.
brand. When I first got married in 1982,
Hmm.
I started selling Avon in
Wow.
1982, 83. And then I went over to Germany. I sold it over in Germany. I really could have gone really far with Avon if I really wanted to, because I
Right.
was really good at it.
Yes, you
Yeah.
will be good at. I can tell. I know
And
you are.
my parents gave me so many customers.
Really.
Their friends at
My
work.
mom
Oh
did too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, indeed.
Yes.
Boxes galore would be at the house. But
Yes.
so that is just amazing how you started, with the hair, with the Avon first, and then with the hair and the lashes. And I met you when you were working at Macy's in Town Center.
Yes, town center.
Town
Yes.
Center Mall.
Yes.
So, and I remember handbags was your department. So the
Mhm.
drive to be close to cosmetics so that you could connect, and those
Yes.
connections, hopefully they're still lasting relationships with some of the people.
Absolutely. A lot of them are my clients now.
See, see,
Yes, a lot of
that's
them
what I'm
are
talking about.
clients.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. So,
Yes.
as a woman business owner, what has that been like on all levels? We know that this wasn't your first venture, but what has kind of like developed over the years from Avon to the hair and the lashes to now where you are? What has that been like as a woman business owner, going into places and getting contracts for space and talking to people and negotiating this and that? What has that been like for you?
Um, One thing that I've learned over the years, I used to be very passive. And I noticed that when it comes to business, on the actual business side, that's not something that really is respected. Um, I've learned how to not kind of shy away from what I'm trying to say. I'm at this point I'm very direct. Um, and as a woman business owner, and plus I'm only in my 20s as well, so my age pretty much has a play in that too. Um, I've I wanted to get around different business coaches. A lot of my business coaches, like I always say, I want to be like them because they're just like, okay, I said what I said, I mean what I say. Because
Mhm,
already, since I'm a woman talking to a panel of men, they're already like, and then I'm a black
mhm,
woman as well,
mhm,
so
mhm,
it's
mhm.
like I really have found my voice really so sometimes I could scale back a bit, but I've really found my voice with being a woman business owner, and I really just stepped into myself really in I have like I would say like a business role and like a home role. So how I am in my business is not how I am at home.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't get that. So like when I'm talking to my clients in business, I'm telling them, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. And then so they'll send me outside of business. I'm like shy, like, are you the same person that
Right.
did my
Right.
cousin's face? I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I'm just a little out my element right now, but this is
Right.
still me.
Ex-
So I'm
Exactly.
always pushing through. Like right now, I'm pushing through because I'm not like pretty much I'm not like an outward type of person, but I know how to kind of handle myself in those situations,
Mhm,
and talk with assertiveness. And
mhm,
it's a certain type of walk. Like my
mhm.
mama always said, you got to walk heavy, and so
Yes.
that's something I've learned how to
Yes.
do, walk heavy, especially
Yes.
in business.
Yes. Have there been times where you've had to say, hold up, let me get a second opinion on that? Because as a woman, I've also learned how important it is to advocate for self and to not be passive and to speak up and be firm. And when it's time to switch roles, you
Hmm.
know, like you said, when you're home as a wife, I knew how to be submissive to my husband. I
Hmm.
knew how to be the wife and let him be the head. But when it was time to handle business, you know, it was time to handle business.
Right.
Do you find that you have to say sometimes, let me get back with you on that? And I need a second opinion, because like you said, sometimes they'll take advantage of us,
Mm-hmm.
um, intentionally or unintentional.
Right.
And we have to make sure that we are protecting ourselves so that when we sign a contract, um, we've let a lawyer review it, or we've let someone that is knowledgeable review it to make sure that we're making the best decision, for ourselves.
Absolutely. I've been in those situations a lot because I'm very big on having a team. So like for example, with my new location that I'm trying to get is a storefront location. So, they'll tell me something. I'm like, hold up, let me see. Let me see what the team says first, and
Mhm,
I have an
mhm,
amazing realtor, so it was like, let me see what she says first. And she's also a Black woman, so I
mhm,
have a lot of respect for her, and a lot of respect for
mhm,
how she moves and how she talks and how she negotiates business and things of that nature. So I really
mhm.
respect her opinion. But it's a lot of times where I'm like, okay, I don't know about that, let me go check and see, on my high
Good,
and see. Mm-hmm.
good. Because
Absolutely.
like you said, a passive personality will get taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
So that's good. I'm glad that you are comfortable in that space and place right there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about the business. What have been some of the highlights, for you on this journey of your board Luxe?
Some of the highlights, actually, I have been kind of branching off as well, into doing business consulting. So there are a lot of businesses. There's like doctors' offices, eye doctors, and things of that nature that want to bring aesthetics into their business. So what I would do is I'll go in and do all of the hiring, and then I'll give them the blueprint as to how to run it successfully. I put people in place, and then kind of step out and then just let them run it. So I've been pretty much getting into that. Also, I'm doing the spa party side as well. So like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, things of that nature. I'm creating luxury services, outside of the treatment room. So and I want to make it affordable for people who's never had that type of luxury before.
Mhm.
Also, one of the real good highlights, I'm starting to get more celebrity clients as well now. So that's
Yeah.
amazing, because that's more, exposure for me as well. So it's just,
Mhm.
God has really been blessing in my business, and I can't complain at all.
Yes, that is so exciting. I remember watching you travel, with your business partner, I think, to
Hmm.
California and back
Yes.
and forth here and there. I'm like, I'm loving watching the journey. I mean,
Yes.
because it's just like I'm walking in my destiny. And sometimes we are afraid to step out into the deep, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
comfortable working, i.e., Shenita, we're comfortable working a job versus stepping out into the deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
Yes.
so you've been an inspiration to me to watch you journey into this purpose without fear.
Mm-hmm.
Sign the contract,
Right.
open the office, get the equipment,
Right.
provide the services,
Mm-hmm.
do the doggone thing, as they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's one of the things as well. When I put in my 2-week notice at Macy's, my heart was beating so fast, I feel like my chest was hot.
Get
So
out.
that's when I was like, and I kept saying, God, you gave me the vision. I'm literally walking with the 2-week notice paper in my hand, walking down to the office. God, you gave me the vision. God, you gave me the vision. God, you gave me the vision. So I went in there and put it in a little basket. And then I walked out and I was like, I really just did this. And I'm like, God, you gave me the vision. God, you gave me the vision. Even the times where I thought I had enough saved up, but I did not at all. And when I was reaching like the rock bottom financially, mentally, or whatever the case might be, I was still like holding. I was like, God, you gave me the vision. God, you gave me the vision.
Let me
I
remind
don't
you.
know when this parachute gonna open, but I know it's gonna open eventually.
Right.
I'm just gonna take one step at a time, one day at a time. It was times where I put in job applications and I got called for the job, and I'm like, I can't take the job. It's been times where I'm like, you know what, maybe I should just call Macy's back. I only had one more promotion from being like the whole floor manager, so I was like, no, I can't do that either. I was just like, God, I don't want to not trust you, God. But I'm like, don't leave me hanging, God.
See that right there. That testimony right there is what people need to hear.
Absolutely.
You struggled, but you were still reminding God of what he gave you.
Absolutely.
And that's real. Because people want to know what has it been like? What is the real deal? You weren't an heir to millions.
Right.
So you had to plan for the transition from the job to the entrepreneurship seat.
It was definitely a battle. Definitely a battle. But if I could do it all again, I'd jump right on it again, because the reward after all of that, it's just like, a lot of people see you in your glory, but they don't see what you've been through. I wasn't going on Facebook saying, guys, I don't feel good today. I don't feel like a great person today. Like,
Can you say that? I never tell people, you'll hardly ever hear me say about a bad day.
Right.
There have been many. I don't even share it. Like, I don't even share that part.
Right.
Because I'm trying to give hope.
Exactly. And I've always learned that what you don't water, it won't grow. So what I didn't want to harvest on the bad times. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling bad today, so let me put a good quote on Facebook. I don't feel like I'm gonna be successful just yet, but I know something's gonna happen. God, let me give you some praise real quick to let you know that you're still number one in my life. So that's kind of pretty much how I had to pull myself out of it. I was listening to a lot of music, a lot of motivational speeches, and so I was like, I had to pull myself out of this hole, because I'm like, I'm the caboose. Like, I got to keep it moving. I can't just sit and wallow, because I got a vision to get after. So yes.
And then I can tell this part later.
Yes, absolutely.
I can tell about this later.
Yes.
So that people know that, yes, it was not a bed of roses. It was trusting him and the vision that he gave me and the process.
Yes.
And my support system, i.e. my family and my true circle of friends.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm glad that you shared that.
Yes.
Is there more that you're involved in that the audience needs to know about? I know you said, the spa parties outside of the facility. You're doing more celebrity clients. You're doing consultation. What else is there that, you're involved in? I know you've done some partnerships.
Yes, I have. I did actually done a few partnerships. And I also I don't think I mentioned it. I did start with the whole body contouring side of my business. I started at Shadow Medical as an independent contractor. That is a plastic surgery office. So that's some great connections that I got there as well. And I'm still if someone books me there, I still can go and do services there as I please. So it's a lot of different avenues, just creating those different residual incomes, and not just putting all my eggs in one basket. And I'm also trying to, broaden my horizon out in Los Angeles. I'm starting to pick up on a lot of more business there. So Los Angeles will be seeing me a lot, more than they have. So yeah, so
that's awesome.
Trying to keep it going.
And you like it out there?
I love it out there. I love it. It's so nice. I love it. From the East Coast and the West Coast, it's like night and day. You love Atlanta for what it is, and then you love LA for what it is. It's just it's two totally different types of people.
And I love how you'll create the best videos.
Thank you.
The best videos. Just to tell the story. I mean,
Right.
and to promote just the, yeah, I absolutely love
Thank
that.
you.
Yes. And so, how has, because when I think of you and I think of other women, including myself, because we are out here doing things, and I never compare myself with anyone, because what God gave you was specifically for Natasha. And
Mm-hmm.
what he gave Shenita was specifically for Shenita. And what he gave Susan was specifically for her. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we're making power moves to start and run successful businesses, how has this power move enhanced your personal life? Because, we talked about the struggle, from putting in the 2-week notice to, did I make the right decision? Do I need to go back? Do I obey him? But you made a power move to launch out into the deep, to start and run a successful business. So it has to have had a very positive impact. It has enhanced your personal life. What has that been like?
So as far as my personal life goes, even with where I'm at right now in my place, that was a leap of faith, because you got to think, me being a business owner, you have to pay rent on your in bills on your place of business, and you have to pay bills at home as well, and I also went through the mind of, am I ready, just like I did with my business. I'm like,
Mhm,
no, I'm good. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
mhm,
So the whole
mhm,
negotiation process that I used to have, I don't really have that anymore. I trust my instincts. I trust myself. I know that I'm spirit led. So I pray about every decision, big decision I'm going to make. And if I
mhm.
don't have peace about it, I'm not going to make the decision. If I have peace about it, I'm going to go. Because one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to doubt God. God has shown himself to me many, many, many times. Like what they say, if I had 10,000 tongues,
You couldn't thank him enough. You couldn't
listen.
thank him enough.
Yes. So as far as my decision making, I'm very straightforward now. It's just like, God, you give me to go. I'm not sitting down on you anymore. Even when it comes to when I see people and they tell me different things about, I want to do this, want to do that. I have a tendency to pull different things out of them that a lot of people might not have been, able to pull out of them. Like, I see this in you. Like, I see this in you. You can do this. You can do that, because it's already enough
Mhm,
people telling them they can't do it. Or, I
mhm.
don't think you should, I don't think I should do this. And I don't think this would, do good. I'm like, listen here. The vision is yours. Now
That's
you're going
it.
to have to isolate your mind and shut down and do it. So I feel like with my business and me kind of going through the stages, I could, like, go back and get the people and bring them on with me, instead of me going up to the mountain and looking back down at everybody else and like, hey y'all, I'm up here and y'all not, I'm going to go grab my sisters and my brothers and let y'all know, hey, I did this. If I can do this,
You
literally
can do it.
anybody can do it. Yes.
That's it. That is sheer inspiration. And so you've been able to buy or move into your own place,
Yes, ma'am.
buy your place, maybe help family members,
Hmm.
um, you know, because your mom is still in Georgia, right?
Yes, she is. Yes, ma'am.
And when our business are doing great, we're able to do more and love more and give more and celebrate more with those we love.
Absolutely. And I
You know
always
what I'm
said,
saying?
when I
Without worrying about, ooh, I can only spend $200. Or,
right,
or I can,
right.
you know what I
I
mean?
said, when I get successful, I'm gonna take my mom to Vegas. And when I gave my mom, a lot of people probably seen the video. I booked the flight for her, and because she always said ever since we were young, I want to go to Vegas, and she never flew before that. So she said, I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas. I'm like, I'm gonna take her to Vegas. And when I took her to Vegas, I said, Mama, do whatever you want. You don't got no budget. You not paying for nothing. Do whatever you want. I got you
Enjoy.
driving around in the Porsche. You got a slingshot to drive around in.
I
You
love
always
it.
say you wanted to stay at the MGM. You at the MGM. So I wanted to, like, do, because Mama, she held me down throughout all of this.
That's right.
So I'm like, Mama, at this point, now you're gonna reap everything, and I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of.
That's
Absolutely.
what I'm talking about. And I've been wanting to do a show on reverencing parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think at some point, some people, and I'm not going to say all, forget that they are because of a parent.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
we have to remember to reverence and respect them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we get really high and mighty and we forget
Mm-hmm.
to give back and honor and celebrate and love. And so I remember when you took your mom and just showered her with blessings.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
as you said, she held you down when you were getting things started.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yes,
what I
you did.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is amazing. So I
Yes.
want to give a shout out to my friend Gary Davis. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Gary. Can't wait to hear his feedback. So it has enhanced your life immensely. So
Yes,
you don't
ma'am.
even have regrets, none whatsoever.
No, ma'am.
I love it. So, any advice that you'd like to share with the audience about walking in their purpose?
Um, I would say tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is something that you need to have, especially um we're in the day of social media. We're in the days of looking at other people's lives is very easy now. So it's so easy to look at someone else's journey and think that's supposed to be yours, or it seems like someone else is moving a lot quicker than you are. But what I want to say is kind of shout out all of the extraness, and isolate yourself, and pay attention to your own paper, and that's one of the main things that's helped me really, because when I first started, I used to be like, well, she's doing this and she's doing this, I've been doing this, guy, why I'm not there yet, why I'm not there yet. He was like, if you pay attention to what I'm trying to do with you, you can surpass any of these people just really
Yes.
quick. So walking in your purpose, also making sure you're around the right people. That's one of the main things. Make sure you're around the right people. Make sure you have some prayer warriors around you, because they can see a lot of the stuff that you can't see. They see a lot of an enemy or attacks coming your way that you might not be able to see because you're so
Yes.
focused on what's going on. So it's also good to have that blood. We call it the blood wall. Have a blood wall
Love it.
around you, so you're protected, and
Blood
everything
wall.
else will fall in place.
I love that. You say have a blood wall, tunnel
Yeah.
vision, where you focus on what your purpose is and your paper.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. And trust the process.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I love it. So I know that we've kind of talked about the business. We've talked about how it has enhanced your personal life. You've given some advice, but you also have some wonderful news to share about your new ebook.
Oh, yes. Yes. So I have
And
an ebook. Mm-hmm.
yes, and so I want you to share, with the audience because, my goal every broadcast, every post, every conversation with people is to really share the goodness that surrounds us. And it's not always a personal goodness, it comes through other people. And I'm so grateful to God that He has given me the gift and the heart to be able to open it up and share what He is doing in someone else's life.
Right.
And so I think it is important because I truly believe sharing is caring. I
Right.
have this conversation with my granddaughter all the time. I remember when I had my nonprofit in 2003. In 2004, I hosted the very first summer camp expo on the south side of Atlanta. They had one at Westminster School on the north side that I had attended. And I was like, now, why don't we do this on the south side? And so I was able to duplicate that event. And I remember because I was hosting my own summer camp. So you got to
Mm-hmm.
remember, I'm hosting a summer camp, but I'm inviting summer camps locally,
Right.
nationally, regionally, statewide, summer camps to come to this expo. And someone
Mm-hmm.
said to me one day, they said, why are you inviting your competition? And I said to them, Do you think that my program is for every child? No.
Right.
So why would I not be open to expose different types of camps? Because different parents are looking for different things because kids are different.
Right.
So Youth Under Construction's program was not going to be for everyone. And so that is just one example of how I have navigated through life. I'll never think that what I do is for everyone. It's not.
Right.
And that's why you see me sharing as much as I do, because I understand that.
Right.
So with that being said, your ebook is out, and tell us about it and why you wrote it, what it's supposed to provide for the people, because there may be someone out there who may need what you are offering.
Okay. So my ebook is called Begin Like a Boss. And I have a lot of mentees, and I started doing a lot of business mentoring and things of that nature. Because we're in the land of a lot of people are starting businesses, but a lot of people don't really know the blueprint or how to successfully start, or they're just starting just by what they hear. They don't really know the back end of business. So my ebook is pretty much a guide to help you start, and you're already in that boss stage. You're not, you don't need to question anything. And I'm giving you a lot of different resources to look up, a lot of different marketing techniques, and basically also all of the paperwork and back end things that a lot of people don't really realize, because it's a lot of mistakes that I made in business. But I want to make sure, if I could save someone else from making the same mistakes that I did, then that would be, good on my part, so I can get that off my conscience, that I've help someone else. And I don't want to see nobody trying to navigate their way through business, and I can help. So with my business mentoring, I knew that I don't really have a lot of time to sit down and do a lot of one-on-ones with everybody. So I was like, how can I just bottle this up and be able to send it out to more people, even people who are like beyond Georgia, LA and things of that nature. So that's pretty much what the ebook's about. And it comes out the end of this month, the 28th.
I
So
love it.
it's not out just yet, but it will be available for pre-sale. And then next month I will have the paper back versions as well available on my website.
I love it. And so tell us the name again, because I just love that name.
Begin Like a Boss.
Begin like a boss, so that
Yes,
you can walk through like a boss.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And you are a boss.
Thank you.
And I already know I'm a boss.
Yes.
My friends think that I'm bossy, but I told them there's a difference between being a boss and being bossy.
Right.
So, there's some traits, some skills that you have to have when you're the boss, and
Right.
and I didn't create me. You're gonna have that take that up with Father God.
Right. Exactly.
You have to take that up with him, because okay. So I appreciate the fact that you have bottled this up and you understand the need to put it in a book,
Yes, ma'am.
because you don't have time to spend with, like you said, a lot of one-on-ones.
Right.
And something you said that hit home for me was, I don't want to see people go through what I went through. And
Right.
that's when I wrote my first book, Is Your House in Order? Is because I don't want to see another, particularly a wife, have to go through what I went through. And
Right.
so, yes, I wanted to obey God's instructions. And there's so much more that He has in store for me to do. And eyes have not seen,
Mm.
ears have not even heard of those things. But I'm blessed to hear you say that you do not want people to go through what you went through unnecessarily. So
Right.
you put it together so that they can purchase. Will you share where they'll be able to purchase it? I know you said the website. Will they be able to purchase it anywhere else?
Also, it will be available in my shop as well, but just for the ebook portion, it would just be on my website. I will have a direct link as well on my Instagram pages, and on my both of my Facebook pages. So they'll be able to go on there, and then you'll be able to download the link directly from there.
Okay. Can you share, or are you privileged to share the cost?
Yeah, so it'll be $25 for the ebook version, and the paperback version will be 30.
Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So if you want to share your information, um, I know it's scrolling, but I like for you to share it.
Yes. So my website is yeborluxebeauty.com, YEBORLUXEBEAUTY.com. And my personal Instagram is Tasha TASHA_YL beauty spelled regular. And my business Instagram is Yebor Luxe, YEBORLUXE_beauty. And also my Facebook page is Yebor Luxe, LLC, for my business. And also my business phone number is 470-374-4555.
And share with them your hours of operation
Mm-hmm.
if they
So
wanted to schedule, and
yes.
where you're located, like where.
All right, I'm located in Ackworth, Georgia, off Cobb Parkway. Right now, I will be soon moving to Marietta.
Yes.
So right now I'm in Ackworth, and I'm open. I'm open from Wednesday through Sunday. I'm closed on Monday and Tuesday. Twice out of the week. Twice out of the month, I'm closed on Wednesdays, but pretty much, kind of keep that day open. But I work all through the weekend, and you can book me directly from my website. And you can go to the book online tab, and it'll take you straight to the book and link. All the descriptions of the services are there. And also you can book me directly from Instagram. And if you have any questions about what to book, you don't really know, what avenue to go or anything like that, all of my social media DMs are open. You can text or call the number that I provided, and I'll get you into a consultation, and then we'll get you started from there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And any parting words that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yes. As generic as it may sound, never give up.
And that is so true.
Mm-hmm. Never
Because
give up.
you'll never see the possibility of anything if you give up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why this journey for me of weight loss is just that, a lifestyle change, because it is permanent and it's not instant. So I have these conversations with myself often. And I say to myself, now, did you get out of shape quick? You're not going to get in shape quick.
That's
You're
good.
making progress. And so you need to be patient with yourself and consistent and not give up. Make it a permanent change. Will you have slip ups? Yes. Will the business have setbacks? Yes. But do you give up in the process? You may get married, you may get in a relationship. It may knock you down emotionally, but you get yourself back up and get back in the game.
Yes, ma'am.
That's happened to me
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times since my husband passed. And I asked myself first, why did I even allow that to happen? But you have to have these conversations with yourself and be honest and be real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you want to be successful in your endeavors, and you got to figure out where are you going wrong, and don't beat yourself up about it, but be real about it.
Right. Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Be real about it. So, I'm just grateful to watch you, and your generation is called millennial.
Millennial. Yes, I'm a millennial.
And so I told someone probably about 3 years ago that I needed to hook up with some millennials. And this young lady I went to, probably it might have been more than 3 years ago, but I went to a session with her, and she was a millennial. And it was the best decision I could have made because I have so much respect for you all.
Thank you.
You're different. For real.
Right.
But y'all bring a lot to the table.
Right.
And so people have to figure out how to really work with y'all, because you guys are so savvy that you could definitely take anyone to another level. And I can't wait to purchase a copy of the book so that I can um, learn from your experience and see what it is that maybe I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You know what I
ma'am.
mean?
Yes.
So I'm excited. And so is there any special offerings that you got coming up that you want to share? Anything in the shop? Anything special that's coming?
The closest thing that I have coming up right now is Mother's Day. So Mother's Day, they will be able to book me, probably two more estheticians as well, and then a chef. Kind of like the same thing I did for Valentine's Day.
Can you
So
share that? Can you share a little bit about that?
oh yes. So Valentine's Day, what we did was we went to we traveled to different houses. I flew Chef Ladarius in from San Francisco. And so I provided the massages, he provided the meals. And so we just pretty much created the whole experience for the couples for the whole entire weekend. And as soon when we put it out, we was completely booked up and it was amazing. So now people are like, listen, when do y'all do it again? I didn't get a chance to book. So this time I've had to expand my team now for Mother's Day, because I always do something for Mother's Day as well.
Mhm.
So this time, what I'm going to have them do is they're going to come to us into like a penthouse situation, high rise situation, so they can, see over the city and relax like that. So I'm super excited about
Oh, I
that.
bet that is going to be dope.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Ooh
ma'am.
wee. Yes. I love it. And so, with that being said, I don't know if there's anything else you want to share or want to say. Um, we have about 4 minutes that you want to share with the audience. I know I've shared your information. Tonight, we have talked about that your board glow. Is there anything that you'd like to share with the audience for those who may not be able to come and be pampered? A tip that you'd like to share with them on facial care outside of the esthetician?
Right. As far as home care, I have my own product line as well. So anything home care that you need, I got you. But one thing I always say with the basics when it comes to skincare is your cleanse, tone, moisturizing, and exfoliation. So if you don't have cleanse, tone, moisturizing, exfoliation within your skincare, talk to me. Okay, we're gonna get you together.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
also just making sure that don't just keep trying different products, that people are like endorsing on social media. Then you get to it and then it's, your skin's messed up. You just trying thing after thing after thing, even if you're not with me and you don't want to come into the treatment room, I have a lot of clients who are out of state who they'll just book a consultation with me and I get them on the right track, because there's not a one-stop shop for every single skin condition. It's a lot of things going on, especially with us with melanated skin. We'll have
Mhm.
a lot of things going on at one time. We need to tackle everything one by one and not think of everything as a whole. We're just going to break it down into sections. So as far as my specialty is acne and hyperpigmentation. So most of my skincare line is vitamin C based.
Mhm.
And vitamin C, what that's going to do, that breaks up the melanocytes in your skin and it creates a brighter complexion with our skin. Because a lot of us, we're not taught to wear sunscreen because we're taught that our skin loves the sun, which it does, but we also we hyperpigment a lot as well. So we have to keep this melanin protected. Okay, so those are the things that I kind of put into my coaching sessions with my clients, so they can kind of get on the right track and kind of
Mhm.
understand the anatomy of skin and not
Mhm.
people's perspective of skin. So we need some book knowledge behind this and
Yes.
not just opinions. So that's
Yes.
pretty much what I have to say on that.
And I love the fact that you have your own skincare line.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you worked with the scientist. You worked with somebody
Hmm.
to help you come up with what you needed to offer your
Yes,
client.
ma'am.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So this is the boss, guys. So I'm telling you, hit her up. So again, thank you so much, Natasha, for being here.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna just, you know, send you to the green room for a minute, and I'm gonna close out, and I'm gonna see you in a few.
All righty.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that show. She is definitely a boss, making boss moves in her industry, walking in her purpose. I mean, in every aspect. Not only is she an esthetician, but she also has her own skincare line. She is treating celebrity clients. She is doing consultation. She is expanding her resources, her business opportunities to generate money, which I think is amazing. And so hit her up. Her information is there. Thank you so much again for watching. Next week, I have the opportunity of having a guest on, Miss Christina Lopez, from the Author's Porch. And so we're going to highlight a few women this month and celebrate all women as we move throughout not only March, but throughout life. So I want to thank you again for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing the broadcast. Please tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I am Shenita Connolly, and I thank you again for your support. And you guys have an amazing evening. Thank you again. Take care.